This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Joining us today is Jason Brewer, the CEO of Marula Mining, following news that the company have made 8 applications for new graphite mining licenses at the Nyorinyori Graphite project. Welcome, Jason. Thanks for joining us today at Stockbox.
Pam, it's a pleasure to be on here. Pleasure to meet you.
Great to have you here. Now, the RNS states that it's considered by the company's management to be strategically important as they will increase the footprint in an area considered to be prospective for high-grade and jumbo flake graphite mineralization. So tell us, Jason, what is the strategy for Nyorinyori and the wider prospecting area?
Yeah, sure, Pam. Look, we got involved here in this area just over a year ago, actually, and we did a transaction where we acquired 10 mining licenses. Over the past 12 months, we've increased that to 27 mining licenses. And with today's news, upon granting it, we'll move up to 35 mining licenses. Our strategy really is based upon the initial findings to build a very strategic landholding here to develop these licenses into mines. Basically, accelerate development of a mine in the second half of this year and to be producing and exporting graphite into the international markets. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. It's assisted by the fact that these are mining licenses. So that allows us to move forward very quickly.
Yeah, and you're quoted in saying as well that it's important for us to move now and further consolidate our position here at Nyorinyori ahead of the release of the results of the phase 1 program of exploration, as we expect this region to quickly establish itself as another major graphite producing region in Tanzania. Now, you want to position ahead of phase 1 results. Tell us why.
Look, we've got 2 projects there, Nyorinyori and Nyorinyori. Most of the Nyorinyori licenses are to the east. Most of the Nyorinyori licenses to the west. There's actually a gap in between. And these licenses, these mining license applications, and also a very large and more significant prospecting license application, basically is in the middle. It joins them up as one single project. And if we hadn't moved now, we run the risk that when we come out with this news, others will come in and secure these licenses ahead of us. And I think we'll have a lot of egg on our face if we allowed that to happen. So it was important for us. Look, strategically, it then allows us to do the exploration, the mine development of this as a single project, as opposed to 2 separate projects. So we're looking bigger picture. We're looking at, I guess, doing this quicker because treating it as one project really does simplify all our plans from both exploration, development, and infrastructure too. So that's why it's important. And literally, I don't want our competitors to have the opportunity to kind of cause a bit of mischief, cause a bit of trouble by stepping in and kind of getting there before we do. So it was critical to get these licenses done now.
Yeah, it sounds it. And congratulations for getting that as well. But share with us, Jason, what is it that's giving you the confidence to say that this region could be a major graphite producer?
Look, I was there. I've been there on a number of occasions. I've seen the graphite mineralization. I've touched it. I've held it. I had the pleasure actually on one of my trips of being there with one of our shareholders who happened to be actually in Tanzania at the time. He was able to see it and touch it as well. All the feedback we've received from Geofields, who are independent consulting geologists there in Tanzania, who actually made recommendations on areas that we should actually secure. On top of that, we've had MSA Group out of South Africa who are preparing our competent persons report for the move of our primary listing in London to the standard list of the London Stock Exchange. They actually did some samples in these areas that we've just applied for. And based upon that, again, it's compelled us to move in and secure these licenses. So, no, very important to do so. When you get independent consultants, both out of South Africa and Tanzania, suggesting you do so, but when you can visibly see it, touch it, and feel it, you know that you've got to move. And I've looked at a lot of graphite projects throughout Tanzania, and this really has stood out as to be the most obviously the best of what I've seen. So we're very keen to build our position here. And I think this really gives us the platform to move forward in.
And what kind of area are we looking at here? What's the size of the area?
Look, we've moved from, beginning of the year, we had 70 hectares here. Sorry, there's a bug which is about to attack me. If I die from a mosquito bite or whatever, then excuse me. No, look, we've moved very quickly from 70 hectares to, with these additions, to 500 and almost 550 hectares. So it's grown quite rapidly. Today's news, the 8 mining licenses, the 1 prospecting licenses, doubles our land holding in this area. So a very important transaction from that perspective. It's not just about the size of your land holding, it's about what's on there. And the way these licenses have been selected really basically follows what we've seen from our mapping exercises and from the work that's come through from the independent consultants.
Yes. And you mentioned geofields there as well. What are you expecting in terms of results, and when are you hoping to get those results? What are you hoping that they're going to tell you?
Look, we're hoping that they're going to confirm what we've seen on the ground, what we've touched, what we've held. Their draft report, first phase report ahead of the assays, is due this week. So we'll be going through that very quickly, and no doubt we'll be putting out a further update on that. The assay reports are due, I'm being told, this weekend. So let's assume next week, okay? So over the course of the rest of March, we will be putting out the assay results plus the key findings from this phase 1 report, which was an extensive mapping, sampling, trenching program across both Nyori Green and Nyorinyori. I'm really expecting it, like I say, to confirm the high-grade nature of the graphite mineralization we've seen, and also to comment on the size of the graphite flakes. Because as we all know, Pam, size is everything. And clearly, the large jumbo flakes is what the market is paying the premium for. So that's what we're expecting to see here.
Great. So you're looking within a week to get those results, and sounded pretty confident as well. But of course, you'll keep us updated here at Stockbox. But tell us, will you be planning phase 2 immediately after receiving the results, and will you be getting moving swiftly?
Yeah, look, I think given the strength in the graphite market, given what we feel is the strength in this underlying projects here at Nyori Green, we have to absorb that information, but I think we'll be moving very quickly. So over the course of the second quarter of this year, so April, May, we'll be putting in place that phase 2 program. We've already got it indicatively in our heads what it's going to comprise and where it's going to focus on. This will just let us hone in on those key areas. A maiden drilling program there as well, just to confirm the depth extensions of a lot of this work. So yeah, we'll be moving very quickly, and I expect that to be commenced and completed in the coming quarter.
Yeah, well, congratulations once again then for the 8 graphite mining licenses and the 1 prospective mining license, as you mentioned. It sounds very exciting the way that you're bringing the projects together. And look forward to hearing more when the results are out. Thanks for joining us today, Jason.
My pleasure as always. Thanks, Pam.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.